Hey guys, Zach Bailey with the Marc Lopez Law Firm here to talk a little bit about why it's important to have an attorney with you at your initial hearing. And that's a question we get all the time. Someone calls and they're considering hiring and they want to know, do I need to hire you before this initial hearing? And the answer in almost every case is yes. It's a great thing to do. One of the things we can do is maybe save you from having to go to that initial hearing at all. In certain counties, for certain charges, we're able to waive that initial hearing and maybe save you a day off of work or trying to find a ride if your license has been suspended, something like that, so that you don't need to come to court. That's a huge benefit to a lot of people. Another thing that's great about hiring an attorney before the initial hearing is there are certain things that are going to happen at that initial hearing that are going to sort of change the course of your case. So if it's an OVWI case, they're likely going to try to suspend your license at that initial hearing. There are things we can do, depending on the level of the charge and your criminal history, to try to save that license. If the state is asking for a suspension, we will come in and immediately ask to stop that suspension to give us a chance to file specialized driving privileges if they're appropriate. Maybe the state's alleging that you refused a chemical test on an OVWI case. We can file something to try to keep your license, even if there's a refusal, which is sort of a recent update in Indiana law and super helpful to a lot of people. So if we can save your license, we will absolutely do so, and that's something that's not going to happen if there's not an attorney there. The benefits aren't just for OVWI cases. It could be any number of cases. If it's a case, maybe a battery, domestic battery, or anything where there's a victim listed on the case, the state may want to enter a no contact order on the case. If that's something that the person who the no contact order is set to protect, we can go in at that initial hearing, bring that person to court, and try to stop the state from entering the no contact order. At least we can get it set as soon as possible to review that no contact order, something that may not be able to be done for months if we aren't there at the initial hearing to tell the court we want to handle it as soon as possible. So there are a lot of things that we can do at the initial hearing that are going to make the case easier for you and probably better while the case is pending. So it is so important to hire an attorney for that initial hearing. They'll go over a lot of legal terms with you. Basically what happens at an initial hearing is they will go over the charges you're facing and the rights that you have. We'll go over all those charges with you beforehand, the possible penalties for those charges, as well as the rights you have to try to get you, if we can't waive the initial hearing, in and out of court as soon as possible. A lot of people prefer that their charges aren't read in front of a full courtroom. That's your business. It doesn't need to be read to everybody else in the courtroom sitting there watching your case. So we can waive certain things even when we're there, even if we're not able to waive the initial hearing. So there are a lot of benefits to having an attorney with you at that initial hearing, especially just someone who's there to be able to explain the charges to you and talk through with you everything that just happened. Because the judge is going to throw a lot of legal terms at you. An omnibus state, for example, which doesn't really mean much to you, but matters for your case when there are certain deadlines for filing. And that's another reason to have an attorney at that initial hearing or as soon as possible, is there are deadlines to file everything on your case. And the sooner we can get in there, the less likely we are to go past those deadlines. Deadlines for notices of defense, if it's a self-defense case, or if you're arguing that it was a necessity case, meaning you had to do it for some other reason, maybe a medical emergency. Those defenses need to be raised ahead of time. And we can get in and file those ahead of time to make sure all of your rights and all of your defenses are preserved to make the rest of the case better for you. So it is so important to hire an attorney before that initial hearing. We want to be there for you. We want to waive it for you if we can. And we want to be able to help right from the start of the case instead of trying to catch up later and trying to undo things that have already been done. So give us a call, 317-632-3642. Remember, always plead the fifth.